up my Create With Me video. So, as I said the other day, the whole point of this video is to do a little recycle reuse. I was intending to do a live stream, but it looks like my live stream for my YouTube on the computer didn't want to work. So that is why we are doing it here. So then that way the video will be uploaded, ready to go, and you guys can watch it however many times you want to, but when it's up and running. But the whole point is that I am trying to give people a few things that they can do at home to recycle and reuse all the lovely toilet paper rolls that they probably have at home right now, if you've been hoarding the toilet paper. Because from the research I have done, it's a lung virus. It's not going to give you explosive diarrhea, so there's no need for you to hoard all the toilet paper. Leave some for the rest of us. But if, by all means, you're stuck with all these toilet paper rolls and there's nothing that can be done with them other than putting them in a bag and using them for recycling, I've come up with some ways that you might be able to use them with the kids. You never know. So the first one I'm going to bring up is the fact that it can be cut in half and it can be used as a note card. On the go, I find blue or black ink pens work perfect on something like this, especially if you're just trying to take a quick note and you don't have a notepad with you, but you have a pen. Another thing that you can do is you can make chains. I did this with tape, so basically you cut off little pieces, so there's a chain, and I'll show you what I mean and how you do it. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a part of the toilet paper roll, cut two pieces, cut one in half, and then you're going to take the tape off the one that you just did. You're going to wrap it inside one another. This can also be done with glue too. Doesn't necessarily have to be done with tape. But I guess in a way you could call it a lazy man's craft, because some of us do the popcorn on a string for Christmas time. And it's a really easy way to keep the kids occupied by making toilet paper roll chains. And then, hey, if you color them, you might be able to use them as a decoration for the upcoming spring. So that's something that you can do with them as well. They can also be used to, so we went over the chains, we went over the note cards. So I don't know how many of you are playing board games, but some of us, when we're really bored and we're stuck in the house, we'll play board games. So, like, you know, when you have a power outage, you'll play board games. So one of the other things that I thought these would be really cool to do is that, especially if you had games that have like little pieces that are your people, and you're missing some of your pieces, you can actually make some pieces out of toilet paper roll. So I kind of just basically did this here. Logically, if it was me, I'd probably do a little bit better, but because we're for the video, I just wanted to show you some way for it to be quick. So you can see here I crossed it down into checkers, and then you can kind of color them in whatever way you want to, red, blue, green, whatever. Another really great way to do it is that if you have children that are really into superheroes and they have a really big imagination and that they like to do things with superheroes, I know my kids are into Iron Man and the Avengers. One of the things that you can do is that one toilet paper roll can be cut into two, and that's really good too for your smaller kids because they can actually be turned into little arm gauntlets for, you know, dress up. And you can actually put strings in them so they tie easily around their little wrists, or if their wrists are big enough, they might just be able to sit around the wrists. My wrists are adult wrists, but to kind of prove a point. See? Little gauntlets, recycle, reuse. So that's something else that can be done. I just do mine with acrylic paint and markers, and like I said, you can also attach strings so they can tie on. One of the other really cool things that you can do with these is you can turn them into little crowns for the kids, especially if you have little girls. So what you're going to do is you're going to make a few points at the top here. Now, I'm not doing this completely perfect or on par, so don't sue me. But you can also take this and paint these as well. So then that way you actually have little crowns as well. But They can be turned into little crowns, so see like that? And then kids can paint them, and they put them on top of their head, and they can be a little princess for the day. See? I'm a pretty princess of the recycle. One of the things you can also do is that these can be turned into like little bird feeders, is that you can put a string on either side and coat the things in honey or peanut butter and roll them in birdseed, hang them on a tree outside, and let your kids be cats for the day so they can watch and see how many birds come and peck at the thing. So that's one of the really great things about it too. So I said in my live stream, the reason why I wasn't making this a kid-friendly video is because my humor can be somewhat a little off from the corner of most people's. I have kind of a crude sense of humor. So that's why I didn't make the video kid-friendly. But if your kids want to watch it, and you know me, well then, hey, if you think I'm child safe, go ahead. They can also be turned into seeding pots. So say if you have, say you only have a little bit left from doing a chain, you cut it down into a kind of a square like this, perfect size. Put one of those brown paper bags over it and tie a string around it, and then you put soil in the top of here, and you can put like a little seed in there, and between the brown paper bag and this, the whole thing actually becomes biodegradable. So you can actually then stick this in your little herb garden or your little seeds garden or your vegetable garden, and then that way the kids can actually go out there and help you garden. One of those other really great things, and where we're getting to the better weather, that might be a good idea. And hey, it's a good way for everyone to get their hands dirty, especially if you like getting your hands dirty. So one of the other great things I like doing with the toilet paper rolls, and it can be used as a couple different ways, is that you fold down the end, so it looks like this, and it can actually be turned into a candy holder, or something to put potpourri in, you know, versatile use it, put it in your bathroom with potpourri in it, so all the poops that happen actually are better smelling. So, there's that as well. And yeah, so those are the things that I came up with. Now, don't get me wrong, there's probably a million other things that you can do with toilet paper rolls. Oh, maybe make them into a set of binoculars. Kids love things like that. So that's just what I came up with offhand, but I'm all out of regular ones. So, you know, sometimes ones are bigger than the other, so you can shove them inside one another, and then they can turn out, so you can turn it into a telescope. Make the kids look for the moon and stars. That would be a really great thing to do, too. So, on that, that's basically what my video is, and that's the first Create With Me video. I think this one went a lot better than the live stream I had to do on Facebook because YouTube's not working. Hopefully another time YouTube will actually work for a stream. So there's lots of good things to come, especially next Wednesday with my next Mommy Needs a Minute. So subscribe or like the video if you do, and there's lots more to come. Thanks for the support, guys.